Well, I think it's evident, though. I spent 8 years on city council, so I've got about the same. I've got more experience than one candidate by 4 years, and I've also got more consistent experience than the other, who took a break for a while he pursued the office of mayor. So, one, I think I've served my district continuously and consistently for the last 8 years. Secondly, I've tackled every tough issue that the council's ever faced in the last 8 years. Everything from the smoking ban, the tow-away insurance, water rates, infrastructure improvements, fiscal management, everything that you think is a controversial or difficult item, I've taken a stand one way or the other. The other is that I have a really good vision for what we need in Laredo, and I've proven that in my district. First, I've taken care of all the issues that my district had. Mobility, water pressure. We don't have those issues in my district anymore. We've got good fluidity now with Shiloh Open. It's the last major arterial open. Parkland. We acquired over 300 acres of parkland in the last 8 years. When I took office, we only had 23, and only 11 of those actually had some amenity on it. Rangel, Troutman, where the baseball fields are, community fields where the baseball fields are, and Las Brisas. Since then, we've acquired North Central Park, which is over 235 acres. We took a little 1.4 acre tract, and we built a park in 48 hours. That is now a model park because it has solar lighting and wind-powered lighting as well. And that was built with volunteers for less than $50,000 for the initial foundation. So again, what we've done in the last 8 years shows that not only do I have a clear vision, can put a strategy together, but also put the tactical plan behind it and execute. What I see for Laredo in the year 2020, our vision for the city, our platform is called Vision 2020, is that we need economic development within our core. What is our strength? We are a transportation and distribution town. So we need to begin to work with our sister city, Nuevo Laredo, our greatest trading partner, Mexico. And while we are exploring Central America, Latin America, we can't forget our core business lies with Mexico. So we need to do that. And I think we have a good plan on how to build within that core. We need to continue to work with our other enterprises in Laredo. The medical community is one of the most guarded secrets, I think. One of the things that people really don't know about, we are a regional medical center. If you look at the hospitals and the doctors that are here, I think we need to build on that. We need to educate our kids, give them that opportunity because we are medically underserved. I think you can do that with what we have to offer. And then we need to have a good lifestyle enhancement program. And when I say lifestyle enhancement, and don't use the word quality of life, is lifestyle enhancements are those things like the baseball park, like the arena, like the parks that we're building, the rec centers, some of those amenities. But then we also need to go out and find private sector investment to build the water parks, to build the other attractions that come here. When we talk about quality of life, what is that? I always have said that how do you have quality of life if you don't have good public safety? You can have all the great amenities, but unless you feel safe going to them, you don't have quality of life. How do you afford those venues? If you don't have a good job, if it doesn't pay well, if you're worried about losing your job or getting a job when you get out of school, where's the quality of life in that? You have to have those things to make it quality of life. Then you also have to have mobility, infrastructure. If you can't get water pressure to your house, if you're stuck in traffic, where's the quality of life in that? So when you put all those four components together, public safety, you put in infrastructure improvements, economic development, and the lifestyle enhancements, you set up a platform for a great quality of life. And that's what I intended, and that's what's going to set me apart from the other candidates. When you say shortfall, I think, again, it's a little bit of a misinformation. We do a broad budget projection at the beginning of the year. We go through that process of a budget discussion, and then we adopt the budget. Now, a budget only says this is what we project will come in, and as the months go forward, you have your budget versus your actuals. Our actuals are coming in under budget. Is the city losing money? No. Is the city not making what it thought it was going to make? Yes. The other side of the coin is no one wants to talk about the fact that the city of Laredo, under good fiscal management in the last 8 years, primarily the last 2 years, has put its foot down on expenses. And so while last year we were short $13 million, we saved $16 million and we're able to put $3 million into our savings account. So now the city of Laredo has 23% fund balance, has over $22 million in its fund balance for general fund. However, we can't access that for anything but brick and mortar. So we're going to be short $1 million by projection only. Actually, I take that back. We're going to be short $12 million by projection.
Right.
And so next year, when we go out and craft our budget, the question will be, what do we do to make sure that we have the revenues come in and the expenses go out in equal fashion so that they're balanced? When you have a deficit is when you can't balance the budget. I guarantee that by the end of this fiscal year, as we go to adopt our next budget, you will have a balanced budget. That is, revenues will match expenses. Now, how we do that will be a testament to how well we can manage our city, because we don't want to lay off anybody, we don't want to suspend services for anybody, and I don't want to raise taxes or raise anybody's fees. We live with what we make, we live within our means, we reduce what we can, we do not fill positions by attrition. That is, if somebody retires or they voluntarily separate from the city, we hold those positions closed until we have the revenues that can match and do that. So we're not going to be short $1 million deficit next year. We're going to be balanced because the state requires that we balance the budget. Unlike the federal government, where they can print money and go into deficit spending, we cannot. We must balance the budget. At the end of the year, our expenses must match our revenues. We cannot spend more.
Right.